Is officially UpTober, and things should start to get pretty crazy. Gonna wait for some people to join the chat here, and let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we got. Let's see. Okay, all right. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Let me pull up the chat here on the live. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Yo, what's going on, Sanskio? Thanks for joining the live stream. Just gonna pull the live up here so I can read the chat on my computer. Dun, dun, dun. What's going on? Welcome, media player. Welcome, Alexander. What's going on? Sanskio, crypto's been moving slow. September is always one of the worst performing months for crypto, so um, nothing new, somewhat expected. Okay, all right, cool. Got my chat up here on the computer, but all right. All right. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I actually don't even think I'm speaking through my AirPods. I think it's just through my phone. Welcome in, Dave Smith. What's going on? Audio is fire. Okay, thank you. All right, so this is just a general Q&A. Want to touch on some things here, but tomorrow is October, aka UpTober. There's a reason it's called UpTober. It's because that's when you start to see green candles. This is a post from CZ Binance, who's pretty well known in the crypto space. He says, not predicting the future, and don't get too excited. A September in the past, my first crypto cycle, just data, basically shows that September is harsh. And then come October, things start to go crazy. And we can actually look at this chart here. This is actual data that's been collected. And this is average monthly Bitcoin returns. As you can see, September is actually the only down month, down 3.77%. But then you see October, it shoots up to 21.89%, followed by a huge run in November. That's pretty much how it's always played out, or, a lot of the times. So October, which is also Q4 of the year, it's going to get crazy. And I'm not just talking about, the price of crypto. Generally, everything tends to follow Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up, you can expect the rest of the market to perform pretty well. Also, just looked at the fear and greed index before starting the live stream. We are currently neutral, and this is for crypto specifically. So we've gone from extreme fear this month. I believe the beginning of September, we were extreme fear. Now we're neutral, headed towards probably extreme greed. So, no guarantees, of course, never. But let's just say, I hope your bags are packed, and I hope they're packed securely. Because you know what else happens in Q4? Q4 always sees a spike in scams, fraud, and for a lot of reasons, but specifically in crypto, because Q4 is the most active time of the year generally. It's when the most volume is happening on chain. It's when, just the most people are active. That's when scammers, they're working overtime. They can blend in. There's a lot of FOMO, fear of missing out. Everyone is excited. Everyone has extra money to spend. Maybe they've been saving up money, for the holiday seasons. This is when things get crazy. This is when not only can life-changing money, come into the game if you play your cards right, but this is also when you can lose it all, and it's often when people lose it all. Again, they get lost in the sauce. So expect to see a rise in scams, hacks. Expect it to get crazy. That's why I've been saying for at least a couple months now. I mean, really for years. Actually, today I believe is the third year this channel has been around. So uh, it's the anniversary for the Cyber Skrilla channel. So shout out to everyone here on the live stream. I appreciate you being here. Um, and it really hasn't been around for 3 years. The first year I didn't really do much on the channel, but I've been going like pretty hard at it for the last 2 years, I think. So yeah, thank you everyone for your support and for always being here. But yeah, expect scams to be at an all-time high in these next few months. I hope you have your crypto out of your hot wallets. We've already seen some crazy hacks happen, like the Alex Choi hack. He had $1 million stored in hot wallets on his computer. It's all gone. But expect to be receiving more text messages, more phone calls, uh, more malicious emails, even Google ads. Like, when you see Google ads pop up, like when you search for something on Google, like let's say you're searching for like Coinbase customer support or just coinbase.com, some of those links at the very top, it'll say sponsored. Those can either be phishing websites or actual malicious ads. And if you click on one of those, it can actually download malware onto your device. Same with opening a bad email. So the best thing you can do is to make sure that your crypto is in a cold wallet, right? I think everyone here knows that by now. But if you have any crypto lingering in a hot wallet or maybe on an exchange, literally today would be the day that you want to get that moved over. So let's see here. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of jump on this live stream, get my day started. I'm working on a video right now. But before I started working on that, I just wanted to jump on and say what's up to everyone. It is an exciting time in the crypto space, and I just am praying that you are all being as secure as possible. But gonna take a look at the chat here. Sanskio says, isn't October the worst, just Q4 in general? No, October is usually when the market flips. That's when things start to get good. Dave Smith says, XRP news. I don't have anything on XRP. Alec Sanders said, fourth quarter is usually the best. Absolutely. Even last year, which wasn't like a bull market, but last year around this time, I remember things got pretty crazy, at least for the channel. Things did really well. So Blue Bus Driver says, my first October excited. Heck yeah, that is exciting. My best advice for you, Blue October, is definitely, live in the full excitement of this time, but make sure you're doing it safely, cautiously, and don't jump into things too quickly. And if you see an opportunity pop up that seems too good to be true, that's because it probably is. Again, now is the time where people are going to make the most mistakes and probably lose the greatest amount of money. Boris says, my first one, so October is not usually a bad month. I always read so. Do we expect Bitcoin dominance to fall to 40%, etc., or run for Bitcoin still? Again, October is usually, that's why it's called UpTober. This is when things start to go up. September, historically, to my knowledge, has been one of the worst performing months for Bitcoin and crypto in general. Emerson says, I have a question in reference to Tangem wallet. Does my phone need to be updated as well, or will I be good enough with an older phone? You should always update the firmware on your devices. A lot of these updates include security things. That said, like in general, you can use Tangem on an older phone. For example, I've been using Tangem on my old iPhone 7 Plus without any issues. Um, the most important thing I would say is you want to make sure that the Tangem app is always up to date, but it's not a risk to set up your Tangem wallet on an older phone. Also, just make sure that phone supports full NFC because you need NFC to use Tangem. So it wouldn't work if it's like super old or doesn't have NFC. But other than that, you should be good, Emerson. Go Fast says newbies get to follow different rules that cycles are over now. It's a different game. Yeah, guys, this is just the beginning. I mean, we're not even in October yet. That's tomorrow. So, I mean, we've already seen Bitcoin, dip up a little bit. And by no means am I claiming to know where the market's headed. I've never claimed that. It's not something I even usually talk about. I'm just looking at the historical data. October and as we move more into Q4 towards the end of the year, towards the holidays. And in my experience, I've been in crypto not as long as a lot of people, since 2020 was my first year. But in those 5 years, I've learned that the last few months of the year, things get crazy. I'm talking like euphoric, like you feel it in your veins, you feel it in your blood. And it also gets kind of hectic. Like the bull run of 2021, that was absolutely ridiculous. Crypto, NFTs, I mean, basically everything you bought would go up. That's where I fumbled my bags in 2021 into 2022 and 2023. I had NFTs that were worth about $400,000. I bought them way cheaper than that. At their height, they were worth $400,000, and this was my first bull run. And you know what I did? I didn't sell. I fumbled the bag and I rode the wave all the way back down. So I pretty much broke even, at the price that I bought them at. But then if you include all the fees that I paid for, since they were all on the Ethereum network and fees were crazy, hundreds of dollars. If you include all the fees that I've paid, I probably lost money on those. So that's another thing is obviously, you want to make money, but take profit. You should have a profit taking strategy. You might have just like a target price you want to set. And you're going to take profit at maybe certain intervals as the price goes up, or maybe you just have one target price. That's when you're going to take all your profit and get out of the market. But definitely do not make the same mistake I did and ride the wave all the way up just to have it crash back down. That's probably that's a top mistake that beginners make. So if this is your first bull market, your first bull run, or just your first year or a couple years in crypto, avoid that mistake because it's not the best feeling. I didn't sit in it for too long. I just realized I made a mistake and I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. So I have learned from my mistakes, but you can learn from my mistakes and just not do it. Let's see. Harshith says, bro, Solana's not pumping. Again, usually from what I've seen, everything will follow Bitcoin. If we see Bitcoin start to go up, I would expect other cryptocurrencies to go up. I mean, we're still waiting for alt season, right? We're still waiting for a massive meme coin run. So a lot of good things to potentially come. Media Player says, updated firmware on my Ledger Nano S Plus 2 version 1.40, and now it constantly freezes. That I don't know what to tell you. I haven't updated to that version on my S Plus yet. You might be able to downgrade back to the previous version if that helps. Also make sure that your Ledger Live is up to date. I would check if Ledger Live needs an update. Other than that, I would say reach out to Ledger. Fresher Breath Air says, I need your help with my Tangem. If you have a specific question, just drop it here on the live stream. Otherwise, find one of my videos and drop the question there. Benny says, Tangem have any plans for staking other coins? Of course. Tangem, they release staking for new coins about every month. I recently saw on Twitter, I think they're working. So a lot of people are waiting for Cardano staking on Tangem. According to Tangem, from their Twitter post, there was an issue with Cardano's API, whatever staking platform they were using. It was an issue on their end and not Tangem's, and that's why we haven't seen Cardano staking implemented yet. But you should be expecting Cardano staking along with others in the future. So M says Tangem wallet doesn't link well with Gemini wallet. You can't link Tangem wallet to other wallets, and you shouldn't need to. That's the whole point of having the Tangem wallet, is you do everything through your Tangem wallet. I don't know why you'd want to link it to your Gemini wallet, but you don't need to link your Tangem wallet to any other wallet or to a crypto exchange. Not necessary. Emerson says, cool, is deciding on Ledger and Tangem, and since my phone stopped getting updates, I will go with the Tangem. Yeah, definitely. I don't know how old your phone is, Emerson, but just make sure, again, it does support full NFC. I would download the Tangem app on your phone now before you even buy the wallet. And also make sure, Emerson, to take advantage of the discounts. If you use my code CyberSkrilla, you get 10% off. I also left links in the description of this live stream with some other discounts for Tangem. So definitely take advantage of those. Go Fast says, do you consider yourself a long-term buy and hold or short-term buy and sell investor? It really depends on what time of the year it is. I do both, right? If I see an opportunity, then I'll take the opportunity. If I think it's going to be short-lived, which sometimes it is, then I'll get out quicker. Then I have my conviction plays. My conviction plays, I bought over a year ago, and I have been basically dollar cost averaging, increasing my position slowly and steadily, and basically, getting my bags packed for when the market does well, hopefully. So it's not one or the other. You don't have to be one or the other. It just kind of depends on your experience level and what you feel comfortable with and your personal risk tolerance. Benny says, what's your opinion on XRP? I don't have an opinion on XRP because honestly, I haven't researched it much. I have to make a couple videos, but XRP is not a cryptocurrency that I own. Fresh breath of hair says, why can no company make this wallet transfer stuff easy? I'm well harder in crypto, but these damn wallets drive me nuts. It's really not that difficult. Once you learn how to do it, I say sending crypto is really just as easy as sending an email. The way you send crypto is virtually the same across all wallets, all networks, all crypto exchanges. Like if you summed it up into a few steps, it's copy the receiving address from the wallet you're sending crypto to, go back to the send wallet, paste the receiving address, input how much you want to send, hit the send button, confirm the transfer. It's literally that easy. I'm not even exaggerating it. The only thing where a lot of people get caught up is like what network they need to transfer on. Well, you transfer on whatever network the crypto lives on. If you're transferring from an exchange, the exchange will either have you choose the network or it'll tell you which network your crypto is on. That's the same network that you're going to want to receive on in your wallet. That's like the only confusing part. Other than that, it's easier than sending money like from your bank. It's super straightforward. So yeah. Ramen says, what about XRP in the long run? Looks like it'll go up. I have no idea. I don't really do price predictions. That's not my thing. I do like to look at historical data and go off the data. And the data shows that crypto goes up in October, especially Bitcoin. And the data also shows, and from what I've seen from past bull runs, is things usually tend to follow Bitcoin. Usually Bitcoin goes first, then you'll have altcoins, Ethereum, Solana, and then after that you'll have meme coins. So that's just what I've seen. Go Fast says, love Tangent, but also never had any issues with Ledger. Yeah, that's something I kind of want to touch on is like I made a post yesterday and I also made a video about how to choose the best cold wallet. And I know it's not like everyone, but a lot of people are um, a lot of people make comments that I was paid to make the post, they've said that in the past. First off, these people literally just make stuff up, like most everyone on the internet. They have no idea what they're talking about. But I do every few months. I'll come out and say a message. I've never been paid to make a video. I've never been paid to make a post. I'm not paid to make or um, to say anything certain about a wallet. I've never been sponsored by a company. I've never had a sponsorship for the channel. The reason I recommend the wallets that I recommend is because that's what I personally use. That's what I believe is best for my audience, according to my research. Running a channel with 100 and however many thousand subscribers I have now, 115,000 subscribers, with over 10 million views, that's been around for 3 years. I have a lot of data. I've spoke with a lot of you. I know your experience level. I know exactly what you're looking for, which most of you watching this don't have that data, and that's okay. You don't run a YouTube channel, but that's why I'm able to recommend what I recommend, and do it in a way that I know people will be happy with the wallets they get. Uh, like someone made a comment why. Why I don't recommend other wallets out of the 30 plus hardware wallets that I have. It's because I've tried all the wallets, and I think there are like, a top 3 or top 5 selection that is best for my audience and that I personally recommend. It's not because I'm paid the most to promote those wallets or anything like that. And to be very clear, I am an affiliate for every single hardware wallet company out there. So I can make money if someone uses my link on literally any hardware wallet. It doesn't matter what it is. So when I say Tangem is my recommendation, or Ledger or Trezor, it's not because they pay me the most. Honestly, if I wanted to make more money, I would push the higher priced wallets, something like Enrave, which costs like $420, or like those super fancy ones. But I literally just recommend what I use and what I recommend to my personal family and friends, and again, what I believe my audience will truly enjoy. Um, but I've never taken money to make a video or to recommend a certain product. The way that this channel operates and the way that I make money, the way that I pay the bills, one is Google Ads. So when you watch my videos and like those ads pop up, depending how many views the video gets, I make some money. The second way, and really the only other way this channel makes money, is through affiliate links. So if you click on my link and buy a wallet through that link, I get a small commission at no extra cost to you. In fact, I always have fought for the best discount for my audience. So that way, not only are you getting my personal best recommendation, but you're getting the most affordable deal on the market. And I've always fought for that, and I will continue to fight for that. And if a wallet company ever comes out, or a wallet comes out and it's not something that I recommend or would use, I make sure to communicate that to you as well. Like recently, LAPal, they sent me an email where they straight up lied to me. They called out another wallet company, and I called them out about it. And then they gave me a little pushback, and then eventually they said sorry like 4 times. But they straight up lied to me in an attempt to make this other company look bad and to sell their own wallet. For that, that's not a company that I want to trust or that I would recommend anyone use. So I've stopped recommending LAPal wallets, even though I'm an affiliate. CypherRock, that's another one. CypherRock pays a ton of money to affiliates, a lot of money, just to sell one wallet. I don't recommend CypherRock. I don't. They spammed my channels. They spammed all my social media accounts with some weird marketing. And I think that's a poor way to do business. So I don't recommend their products. Another one is Decent. Ton of YouTubers recommend Decent. Why? Because they pay influencers to make videos. I've never made one video about Decent, and maybe I should to tell people why. But Decent is 100% closed source. Not a wallet I recommend. And I don't expect everyone to like the same wallet that I like. You might be in a different crypto. You might be in a different. You might have a different experience level than most of the audience on the channel. That's okay. But to make stuff up and say that I'm paid just to promote like a certain 3 wallets or whatever is completely false. You have no data or proof to back that. And yeah, you're literally just lying to yourself and to everyone. And I'm really against misinformation on the channel. That's why I take time to do a ton of research when I make videos, and I try to be like as transparent as possible. So yeah, that's not to say I don't like other wallets either. There are a lot of other wallets on the market that I like, but you have to understand all cold wallets, they do the same thing. They are signing devices. They sign crypto transactions. That's all cold wallets do. That's all they do. It's so weird to me that people, yeah, like they would rather me talk about or recommend a different wallet in every video than my 3 favorites. I don't know how that's any more trustworthy. If I was changing up what wallet was the best every day, that seems suspicious. So to all the trolls and all the haters, just unsubscribe from the channel. If you don't like what I have to say, I don't know why you're here. And if you're not here to learn or contribute something in a valuable way, then yeah, it's kind of, there's no reason to be on the channel. So anyways, that was a rant, but I was planning on kind of ranting on that today. So, but let's go to the chat here. Let's see, where did we leave off? Timeless Soul says hi from the UK. What's up, Timeless Soul? Thanks for joining the live stream. Go Fast says, what's the difference if you buy and hold and not sell? Taking profits just means you have to wait another cycle. I haven't sold in a decade. All good. Take profit only matters if meme investing, in my opinion. Yeah, really, there's so many variables to that. It really just depends. And take profits can mean a lot of different things. You can take profit. Taking profit doesn't mean turning your crypto into cash. It just means you would swap it for a more stable asset like a stable coin. I don't think taking profit is ever a bad thing. I don't care if it's Bitcoin. I don't care if it's Ethereum. I making more money, taking more money than what you started with is never going to be a bad thing. You're never going to feel bad about, oh, I shouldn't have taken profit. Unless you're super greedy and you're like, oh man, it sucks. I didn't get the most out of it. You should be grateful that, you made money, because the crypto space is a complete cesspool. It's full of scams, and it's basically a 24/7 Las Vegas. Crypto is, there's like a lot of people who are addicted to gambling that are in crypto. This is literally a 24/7 open market. It's a gambling space. I don't know where I was going with that, but basically you should never feel bad if you take profit. I think that's what I'll say about that. Unrustner says, what would you recommend, Tangem, Trezor, or Ledger? Okay, so you should watch the live stream I did yesterday, but I will go over some things. When you're choosing a cold wallet, the first thing you want to look at is coin support. Does the wallet support the cryptocurrencies that you want to hold? If it doesn't support the cryptos that you want to hold, then you can already eliminate that wallet. So Trezor supports the least amount of cryptocurrencies out of those 3 wallets. Ledger will be second, and Tangem, I believe, supports the most cryptocurrencies. And you can go to all their websites, and there will be a coin support tab where you can check which cryptocurrencies they hold. So that's what I check first. The second thing you want to look at is compatibility, device compatibility. Do you want to use your wallet with your phone, your computer, or both? Because Tangem is a mobile-only wallet. You can only use it with your iOS or Android mobile phone that has full NFC. Ledger is mainly a desktop or laptop, a computer-based wallet. You can really just use it on Mac, Windows, Linux devices, and it does work on certain Android phones as well. And then you have Ledger. It works on both mobile and desktop, so Mac, Windows, Linux, iOS, Android phones. So yeah, it really just depends. And then you want to consider your your experience level. If this is your first cold wallet, for people who are just getting into cold wallets, I generally recommend Tangem is going to be the most simple wallet to use, or the Ledger Flex if you prefer a desktop wallet. Also pretty simple to use. Trezor is still fairly simple. They just have like some more advanced security features that might confuse you when you come across them if you aren't aware of them. I don't think you can go wrong with any of those wallets. as far as security. They're all going to secure the keys to your crypto. I will say Tangem is going to be the simplest to use, followed by Ledger and then Trezor in that order. Chezzy says, hey, good morning. What's going on? Thanks for joining the live stream. JR says, hey, Skrilla, what do you think about the Tangem ring versus having a card since you have both? Which do you find more practical and at the same time safe? I mean, I will say I carry the ring with me more than the card. The cards I've really stopped taking out of their storage unless I travel somewhere and I have certain Tangem wallets set up that are more for like trading. So I'll take those cards with me if I travel, out of state or whatever. About my ring, I'm pretty much always wearing. And I think it's great also for traveling or if you live like a super active lifestyle. I don't think you can go wrong with either. The cool thing is the ring comes with the one ring, but it also comes with 2 backup cards. So if you get the ring, you get the best of both worlds. You get the ring and the cards, but they work exactly the same. So, I mean, it really just depends on your personal preference. If you like wearing rings and you live a more active lifestyle, and maybe like you travel for pleasure, for work, or whatever it may be, I think the ring is a really good option. It's also the most discreet wallet on the market. No one is going to know it's a crypto wallet unless you tell them. So that's kind of my opinion. Hulk's Casting Couch says, thanks for all the videos and answering questions in the comments. You the man. I appreciate you for, I know you've been on a couple live streams. I appreciate you. Go Fast For Me says, why buy at $2 and sell for $4 when in another 5 years it could be 20, unless it's a meme coins. Almost all crypto has gone up over time. No reason to sell. Well, I mean, you said it yourself. You said in another 5 years it could be $20. Could is the key word. There's no guarantees. If something goes from $2 to $4 and you take profit, or if it just goes from $2 to $4, that's already proven. You've already doubled your money. There's nothing wrong with taking profit, even doubling your money. If you're waiting around for it to go up, that's where the real risk comes in. There's no guarantees that it'll go up. Versus the $2 to $4 has already been proven. It's already happened. Waiting around is a huge risk. I learned that in 2021 holding NFTs. Now, of course, NFTs are different from Bitcoin. I don't think NFTs are going to make a comeback in the way that they were around in 2021. But I will live by that. It's never a bad idea. You should never feel bad about taking profit, whether that's a 2x or 100x. Fresh breath hair says, can you explain that? How do you not have to connect them? What do you mean? Why would you need to connect your Tangem wallet to a crypto exchange? Is that what you're referring to? You don't need to connect things to transfer crypto. To transfer crypto, you literally just copy the receiving address from your Tangem wallet, you paste it into the send spot on the crypto exchange, you hit send, and it's that easy. There's no connecting them. They're completely separate from each other. You don't need to do that. Alex Sanders says, if the rate cuts countries in the beginning of next year, there is a chance we have an extended bull run, but I hope the next 3 months will be very bullish so we can take most of the profits. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not super political. I don't know like a ton about what's going on. I just know, the basics. But I will say what's kind of interesting is our government, at least in the US, but I'd say in a lot of countries, is leaning very, pro crypto because they have no choice but to address crypto because it is the future of the financial industry. And a lot of other industries, blockchain technology has been around for years, and the healthcare industry uses it. Even like retail's warehouses use it. Because a blockchain is literally a digital public ledger of transactions. It's the most transparent way to track things. So it is the future of a lot of industries. So the government really has no choice but to address it. That comes with pros and cons. Obviously, more regulations and laws we get around it. I think the safer, larger institutions will feel like adopting it and investing in it. But that also means a lot of the smaller guys will probably not be around because maybe what they're doing now won't be fully compliant or legal. But it is interesting. We are headed into a time where our government is like publicly speaking very bullishly about crypto, um, which it's the first of its kind, right? Like we've never really experienced that. So it is super interesting. Farhan says, why download Tangem app before buying the wallet? Just to make sure that you can download the app. Like I've had some people buy the Tangem wallet and then they're like, well, my app store doesn't even have the Tangem app. Well, you can just check that before you buy the wallet, just to make sure that that you can do that. Let's see. Last run, I put less than $1,000 into Doge when the price still had 2 to 3 zeros. That turned into 16,000, and I didn't sell. Lesson learned. Yeah, exactly. And here's another thing. Here's another interesting concept. You don't lose money until you sell. So keep that in mind. If you bought something for $1,000, it went up to $16,000, and then it drops all the way back to $1,000, but you haven't sold, you haven't technically lost money. You haven't realized any gains or losses. So if Doge were to go up again, for example, you could still make money. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but again, you don't lose money until you sell, technically speaking. And when it comes to taxes, that's how it works. You literally you don't owe anything until you sell. Benny says, what cryptos are you dollar cost averaging into? It's not something I talk about on the channel. I don't talk about it, my investments. I will say, I think Bitcoin is pretty safe. I'll also say I'm extremely, in the last couple of years, I've gotten a little less risky, but overall, I'd say I'm extremely a risky investor. I like high risk, high reward plays, and I'm not scared to find something that I had conviction in and lay it all on the line. So that's what I'll say. But I'm not going to say specifically what my conviction plays are, because I don't want people to go and buy it and be disappointed because it goes up and down. Go Fast says, Skrill is a guy for wallet security best practices, being safe, not prediction or what to buy, stays in his lane, and that's cool. Yeah, that's 100% true. I really only talk about what I truly know about and feel that I can provide value in. I don't do price predictions because I think everyone who does price predictions, it's literally they don't have anything else to talk about. They don't actually know where the market's going. That's why a lot of the YouTubers, you see one of their videos is like, oh, today is so bullish. And then the next video, literally the next day is like, we're all screwed. Bitcoin is done for. It's because they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And no one does. There are very, very few people in the world who are like actual experts in the crypto space. Because it's all data driven. If you have the data, then you have a better chance of understanding and actually knowing what's going on. I think reading charts and all that can be some kind of data you could go off of, but I really don't believe in like reading charts as a way to predict crypto prices, mainly because a lot of the crypto is so heavily manipulated, especially the smaller cap meme coins. They're literally, it's fake transaction volume driven by bots. So it just doesn't work. Anyone who's telling you they can predict the market has probably fooled themselves or tricked themselves into thinking they can do that. So yeah, I do. I stay in my lane, and the only thing I can tell you is what I know from data and what I've learned from my personal experience. And I just, whoever finds value in that is who this channel is for. Emerson says, is there a big difference from the earlier Tangem wallets from the 2.0? Absolutely. So all the pre 2.0 Tangem wallets, you are not able to create a seed phrase with them. That's the only difference. 2.0 and beyond, which is still the current wallets, the 2.0 cards, which are any wallets on their main website, are going to be the 2.0 versions. Those all give you the option to generate a seed phrase if that's what you want to do. Blue Bus Driver says, you do an amazing job, much appreciated. I appreciate you, and I also appreciate you for always being on the live streams, Blue Bus Driver. I don't expect anyone to like join these live streams, but when I see familiar faces, it's always nice. And yeah, I appreciate you. South Florida Drone Services, that sounds like a pretty cool business. Says, hey there, I'm buying Aster from within the Tangem wallet by swapping. This is so easy. This is so easy than transferring to Dex to buy it. What do you think? Fees are not that bad if you want Aster, just as an example. Maybe I don't understand your question, but I think like doing that is fine. I don't think the swap fees in Tangem are that bad. I've compared them to Kraken, and they were almost exactly the same. I do think the buy and sell fees those features are offered again by third-party liquidity providers like exchanges and stuff. I think those fees are pretty bad, but swapping in Tangem, in my experience, has been like fairly competitive to some of the top crypto exchanges. So that's been my experience. Hulk's casting couch, thoughts on Enrave. My thoughts on Enrave is it's an extremely secure wallet. I love the massive, I actually think I have it right here. Let me see if I have it. Where'd it go? Well, it's somewhere, but anyways, my thoughts on Enrave is it's a great wallet. I trust it to secure my crypto. And I like the large screen. I think it has one of the best touch screens on the market. If you want to learn more about like Enrave and kind of the team and its features and how, because it has some unique features compared to other wallets, you should type in Enrave wallet review on YouTube and watch my full hands-on review. There's also like a $40 off code on that video or $20 off code or something. Anyways, I think it's a great wallet. However, I don't think you need to buy a $420 wallet to secure your crypto. In fact, I know you don't. It is unique. It has some unique security features. If you're like ultra paranoid, then, and buying that wallet makes you feel less paranoid and helps you sleep at night, then I'd say that would be worth it. It is the only wallet on the market with an EAL7 plus operating system, not secure element. I think it uses an EAL5 secure element with an EAL7 secure operating system. So one of the most secure operating systems on the market. It has never been hacked to my knowledge as well. So yeah, I think it's a great wallet. I don't think you need to spend that much money to get a secure wallet though. So that's what I'll say. Go Fast says, never brag about your holdings, your wins, etc. Don't make yourself a target just to brag. Uncool. Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. Alexander says, also one question, what's your opinion on altcoin season? You think it's possible to not happen with the geopolitical situation and all the tariffs this year? It's looking really shady. Again, I'm not like a super political person. And I don't have a lot of data as to how like, tariffs and everything affects this. I think overall, just like, I just look at the humans. I just look at people and observe what they're doing. But I think both options are in play. I don't think it's ever one or the other. Like, it's not guaranteed that alt season won't happen. It's not guaranteed that it will. I'm a very optimistic person overall. I usually lean more towards the yes, it's possible that we see, the best alt season ever. That's kind of just where my mind tends to go. And that's just, I usually just listen to my gut. That's honestly what I go off of. So, yeah, anything's possible. I think we still see an alt season. Like, we haven't seen meme coins run, which we usually do. Haven't seen it yet. At least not to what the levels that I'm expecting. So, yeah. Cyprian says, no Solana Seeker review. I don't have that review yet. I really do want to make it. I really want to release a review for it. However, with UpTober coming and the rest of Q4, I'm really focusing my content on helping people secure their crypto. So that's like what I'm changing my focus to right now. But if I have some free time, I'll definitely get that review out. Hulk's Casting Couch says Decent is closed source, so that means you don't use it for security reasons. Exactly. So Decent is one of the only 100% closed source wallets on the market. And all that means is if the code is closed source, there is no way for the community, for ethical hackers, for security experts to go and look at that code and see what's actually going on with the wallet. So really, any claims that Decent makes for their as a company and for their wallet, um, no one can verify those claims. So we'd have no idea if there's a backdoor. We'd have no idea if they know everyone's key who uses a Decent wallet. I believe they do have a security audit, which is good. But really, a security audit combined with some level of open source code, at least, maybe how the keys are generated, would be a lot more helpful. But for that reason, because it's 100% closed source, it's not a wallet that I'm going to trust. At that point, you're just trusting the company's word. And in crypto, the saying is verify, don't trust. But you can't verify because it's closed source. Ditch says, would you be happy to take profits by swapping to stablecoins on Tangem and waiting a year to swap back into crypto versus sending to an exchange to do the same thing? Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, if you're going to take profit by swapping into a stablecoin, personally, I'm going to hold those stable coins on a cold wallet. I'm not going to hold them in an exchange. You treat it just like you treat your crypto. If you want your stable coins to be secure, you'll keep them on your cold wallet. Nebula Vision says, hi, what's going on, Nebula Vision? Happy to see you on this live stream. L25 says, would you recommend the Nano S Plus? Absolutely. Great entry-level wallet. One of the most affordable wallets on the market right now. They just dropped the price even cheaper. I think it's 59 bucks. I have it right here. This is my Nano S Plus. Yeah, I mean, so the interesting thing about Ledger is they have 4 different models starting at the Nano S Plus all the way up to the stacks. You're looking at about a $350 price difference between the entry model and their most premium model. The one thing that some people might not know is they're all equally secure. So if you buy the Nano S Plus, it's not any less secure than their $400 model. It just isn't like as user friendly. You could say like the Ledger Flex, it has a touchscreen, which some people might prefer over the 2 little buttons on the Nano S Plus. Also, the Nano S Plus doesn't have a battery, which is a good thing for some people. Some people don't want their wallets to have a battery, so you do have to use it plugged in. Versus something like the Flex, it has a rechargeable battery. But yeah, the Nano S Plus, it's a solid wallet. It's going to keep your crypto secure. Also, I don't know if you can look. Yeah, if you go to the description of this live stream, I have a link to Ledger wallets. And you will get $10 worth of free Bitcoin if you buy the Ledger Nano S Plus or the Nano X using that link. And I was able to talk Ledger into, I'm the first channel to offer it. I was able to talk Ledger into offering everyone who uses my link $20 in free Bitcoin if you buy a Ledger Flex or Stacks wallet. So you get even more money if you buy their more expensive ones for obvious reasons. So yeah. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I'm always fighting to get the best deal for the customer. That's kind of my thing. Kush King says, Ledger Nano S Plus doesn't work for iOS. The S Plus doesn't, well, it might if you have the newer iPhones. It uses USB-C, but let's just say it doesn't. It does work on Android and it does work on desktop, but it isn't as mobile friendly as the other Ledger models, to your point, because it doesn't have Bluetooth. So you have to use it plugged in. Kush King says Ledger uses a single chip for security, which is a great thing, by the way. That's not a bad thing. Using that single secure element chip is great for security. Ledger has eliminated the general purpose chip, which is not a security specific chip. They only use secure chips in their devices. Blue Bus Driver says, Tangem was so easy. Agree, a great entry-level wallet. I plan to get another wallet, just not sure I want to stay with the same company, diversify, or if it works, why not have 2 Tangems? Yeah, I mean, I'd say, like I have tons of Tangem wallets, but I'd say like if you're just curious, like out of pure curiosity and you want to try a different brand, there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you want to try Ledger or Trezor, I'd say go for it. You might find that you don't like it as much, and that's okay. You can still, use it to secure your crypto. You might just not use it as much. On the reverse side, if you like Tangem, then, you could stick with that. I don't think there's like a right or wrong answer. South Florida says, like you said, I have the ring, but also have another wallet, a seedless card in my wallet for trading and day-to-day stuff and transfer my profits to the ring wallet. Nice. Yeah, I kind of like that. It's like some a little diversification. That's cool. Devonte says, "Hey, I got my ring and its size is too big. Do you know if Tangem will exchange it?" So on their website, it says you can't exchange it if you order the wrong ring size. So that's kind of on you. Um, but I have a tip for you to change the ring size. If you go to Amazon, look up a ring reducer pads or just type in a ring reducer, there's little inserts that you can put inside the ring and it will actually effectively make the ring smaller or fit your finger better. That's what a lot of people do who order a size too big. I'd recommend doing that because you're not going to be able to exchange it. Let's see. Jan says, I watch all your Tangem videos. Do you have one if I want to take profit to Coinbase? How I copy, send my code, and paste where is in Coinbase? I have a couple videos. If you just type in how to send and receive crypto Tangem wallet on YouTube, how to send and receive crypto Tangem wallet, I literally show that exact process in that video. Let me see here. Finjack says, thanks for your videos. It's too bad I can't buy Tangem from the country where I'm currently located because Tangem doesn't recognize the country as real. And guess what? There's no way to contact. You can contact Tangem. You can contact them on X, sending them a DM. You can contact them, their email, which is support@tangem.com. They also have a Discord channel. So there's 3 ways to contact them right there. My fear of hardware wallets is like the Ledger Nano. They stopped updating its firmware. They don't support it anymore. So I buy any wallet in 1 to 2 years, a wallet tech will be obsolete. So in general, security tech specifically, like security is really like all the technology on the market today. Its lifespan is usually about 5 years because new information comes out, new hacks come out. So yeah, a lot of the tech on the market is really has like a 5-year lifespan. Now, Ledger wallets have been using really the same tech for the last, I don't know, almost 8-9 years. Well, that's because it's in their studies, it's still secure. But yeah, I mean, no wallet is going to be secure for all of eternity. That's just not how this stuff works. But yeah, I guess my point is that tech becomes obsolete. That's how it works. The tech space is the fastest moving space in the world, probably, especially right now. So yeah, it's something to consider. Not really a big deal, but you know, just the reality of how it works. Cyberscroller, do you recommend to attach everything to CoinTracker for taxes? I use CoinLedger, but yeah, if you're doing your taxes, then you have to track everything. So you don't really have a choice. L25 asks again, would you recommend the Nano S Plus? Already answered that. Big Johnny D says, Hayes buying XRP. I'm definitely not. I don't own any XRP, and I never have. So that's completely false. Roger says, can you have 2 different Tangem wallets on the same phone? Absolutely. There's no limit to the number of Tangem wallets you can add to your Tangem app. If you wanted 100 different sets, you could do that. Currently, I have, I'll just say multiple sets on the same phone. Chatan says, hi, or Chatan, what's going on? Mike says, does your wife know how to manage your crypto in case something goes wrong? What will be the best wallet to teach my wife just in case something happens to me? My wife knows, she has her own wallet and stuff, so she knows how the technology works. I would say if you're looking to like kind of teach your wife and show her how crypto works and wallets work, go with Tangem. By far the most user-friendly wallet, super easy to teach people with. It's what I've gotten like my friends who get into crypto for their birthday. I get them a Tangem wallet and I let them set it up themselves. I literally don't even help them. And then I show them how I send crypto to their wallet. And then that's what I've done in the past for like their birthday present. But also a lot of people on the channel, like I've had multiple people comment saying that Tangem, they bought Tangem cards for their kids and they're teaching their kids how to self custody their crypto using that wallet and sending them crypto. Um, so that's Tangem is the best in my opinion. Again, links in the description of this video if you want a discount on your Tangem wallet. DG says the Tangem swaps are a tax nightmare if you are in the US. I'm not dumb, but still end up paying someone to try to sort it out, and they had trouble too. I don't know what you mean by that, but anytime you're using a cold wallet, you just use a crypto tax software. It tracks everything for you. All you do is enter your receiving addresses, and it does the rest for you. It generates your tax documents. I use CoinLedger. Mike, I use CoinLedger to do my crypto taxes. If you want to see exactly how I do it, I made a video. Just type in how to file crypto taxes on YouTube, and my video will pop up. And I literally walk you through the entire process. Let's see. Let's see here. Do. Xenia says all you need is one key, long holding Tangem everyday use. Okay. 99 Strikes Fishing says, what do you think about the SafePal S1 Pro wallet? You don't talk much about SafePal. So I only have one SafePal wallet. It's the X1 wallet. It's a super cheap wallet. Like it's, it's built with cheap plastic. Looks like an old school calculator, which security wise is fine. It's just not the most user friendly wallet. I can't comment specifically on the S1 Pro wallet. I will say that there are just other wallets that I'd use before I'd use a SafePal S1. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with this one. It's just I have my preferences. Daniel Black says air-gapped is one of the best. That's not true. Air-gapped is a pure marketing term. Air-gapped wallets are not actually more secure than a non-air-gapped wallet. Air-gapped wallets usually just introduce complexities into the wallet and using crypto in general, which can actually be a risk if you're new to crypto. So air-gapped wallets are not what I usually recommend to beginners, at least. But really, they're not more secure. It's pure marketing. Daniel says, what's your favorite coin to invest in right now? It's not something I talk about. I use token tax, not cheap, but worth it because I had a few thousand transactions. CoinLedger is pretty affordable in my opinion. I have thousands of transactions, and I think it costs under $100 to use it. Lodge IQ says, will Tangem users be able to cash out straight from the app? You can cash out straight from the app if you want to, by using the sell button. It's not available for every cryptocurrency, but you can sell directly from your Tangem wallet and through to your bank through Tangem if you want to. Troy says, why is it so difficult to get my assets off of Coinbase to Tangem? Constantly give a failure. I would need more info than that, Troy, to try to even begin to troubleshoot. Just off the top of my head, I would say one, Coinbase might have your crypto on hold, especially if you just bought it recently. Or two, you're trying to send it on the wrong network. George Jones, what's up, George? Love your name, George Jones. Subscriber from England. You're a genuine YouTuber. Thank you. Appreciate that. Saron says, do you consider what Ledger security team did as a hack of the first Tangem wallet? Are you asking if it was a hack? It wasn't a hack. It's a vulnerability. I guess you could say it was kind of a hack. But really is a vulnerability in Tangem's firmware, I guess you could say. But it was really extremely exaggerated, and the way they announced it was really weird too, because they said if you basically set up like a 4-digit PIN, it could be that PIN could be guessed easily if they had physical access to the card. However, Tangem doesn't even use a PIN code. It uses an access code, which allows you to create a completely unique password with letters and numbers and symbols. So while it was technically a vulnerability, it's not like something that I'm worried about or that anyone was worried about, really, because yeah. So I guess technically it was a hack, but more of a vulnerability. Ledger Bluetooth, worth it? Yeah, it's worth it if you want to use your phone seamless or use your Ledger wallet seamlessly with your phone. It'd be worth it. Manual says, do you like Doge? I don't hold any Doge. South Florida Drone says, also, you have to write down what coins are on the wallet since you can import the phrase, but the person don't know what coins are on it. Are you you're talking about like passing on your seed phrase? Yeah, I guess depending on the wallet, that might be a good idea. You should definitely list out what coins you hold, like line by line, if you're putting it in your will or something for sure. Do you think it's safe to link Coinly to the exchange I use, or should I upload my transactions manually? I'll just tell you what I do. I link my exchanges to the exchange API for my crypto tax software. So that's what I do. Saron says, I had special access to see the special feature, and I can say that Tangem innovates creatively. Yeah, Tangem is one of the most innovative cold wallet companies on the market. I'd say they're top 3, top 2. Manuel says, no one will tell you what to invest in. Do your own research. Exactly. MH, on August 21st, let's see. Cool. I love, okay. On August 21st, I believe the SEC chair was on Fox Business. He made a comment saying he didn't believe that citizens should have self-custody of crypto on a USB device in their nightstand. I don't know what to say about that. One, a cold wallet is not a USB device. A USB device is not secure. A cold wallet is. So that's what I'll say. I use Wallet Connect to set up Coin Tracker. I don't use Wallet Connect. I have used Wallet Connect and it's fine. Because when you do that, you're just giving Coin Tracker the ability to view the transaction data, but not access to your wallet. 99 Strike says, is wrapping HBAR on the Kronos network not as safe as the Hedera network? I don't know specifically. I think wrapping crypto in general is usually considered safe. When possible, I like to hold crypto on their native networks, though. What hardware features do you expect the next third version of Tangem Wallet to have? I'm not sure. I know they're leaning heavily towards offering crypto wearables, so maybe different jewelry or something like that. But I'm not sure. And then you have Tangem Pay, the Tangem debit card. Those are a couple new things. South Florida Drone Services says, is Tangem able to hold NFTs? Absolutely. And they do have the NFT feature now that you can enable and view and manage all your NFTs directly in the Tangem app. Troy says, how do I know which is the correct network from Coinbase to Tangem? So in Coinbase, when you press the send button on whatever crypto you're sending, it'll either give you the option to select the network you're sending on, or it'll tell you which network it is on. That's the network that you want to enable in your Tangem wallet and receive the crypto on. MH says he was making a general comment saying that he didn't believe that the public should have self-custody. Is there any way you can look into that? I don't really care what the guy says, to be honest. If he didn't elaborate on what he meant by that, then it's all just kind of words to me. There could be a lot of reasons for that. One reason would be self-custody is risky if you're not responsible and you don't take the time to learn how to do it. You could lose your money. That could be one aspect of it. Another aspect is, obviously you are in control when you self-custody your crypto. Could be a lot of things. I don't really care because I'm going to do what I want to do. Let's see. I have a seedless Tangem card. Not sure if I remember what my PIN is. Is there a way to try to validate my password before having to reset? Thanks for all you do. Are you talking about your access code? If depending how you have your Tangem wallet set up, I would try going to the settings, go to settings and try to change your access code there. Depending how your wallet is set up, you could potentially just change your access code to a new one. Let's see. MH is a passing comment that got my attention. Yeah, I mean, I don't honestly don't have much to say about it. People say a lot of things on the internet and in public. It doesn't always mean much. Mike says, thank you for spending time to answer all those questions. You're a great guy. I appreciate you, Mike. South Florida Drone says, big news. If true, I've seen video that Coinbase has every base token to buy. I wouldn't be surprised considering base is their network. MH says, well, we won't be able to self-custody if they make it illegal. They wouldn't be able to stop you from self-custodying your crypto. Crypto is decentralized. You can't monitor it or block it necessarily. So you couldn't stop someone if they really wanted to self-custody their crypto. You couldn't stop them from doing it physically. It's not technically possible. So, but yeah, if anyone has any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. If you're looking for your first cold wallet, I have links to my favorite beginner-friendly and most secure wallets in the description of this video, where you get either a discount code if you buy Ledger, or you get free Bitcoin a discount code if you buy Tangem, or free Bitcoin if you buy Ledger. So definitely check out those links. Again, get ready for UpTober. Starts tomorrow. Expect the hackers and scammers to come out of the woodworks. Expect them to be working overtime. Expect them to be attacking you from all angles. So stay calm, stay aware, and most importantly, self-custody your crypto on a cold wallet device. But yeah, I think, let's see, unless anyone has any other questions, I think I'm going to head out of here and get to work on my next video. In 3, 2, 1. All right. What is today, actually? It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everyone. God bless and peace out.